I enjoy my life today. I don't have to work. That's one of the most killer experiences in life. So I want to tell you, I'm not just saying this as some little positive thinking technique. I'm telling you, this is the secret, the real secret, to shift it inside of you and to add the real value. Most people are trying to pursue something in the future that they already have. I want you to think of what it is you think you want that will make you wealthy or financially free. Tell me what it is you want from financial freedom. How will you know when you're wealthy? So the worst thing can happen is you make investments and you hit a home run. And you hit a home run. And the home run gets you to start thinking you're really smart. And maybe you are really smart. You're very sophisticated. Maybe you really are. But there is a day when the whole game changes. And it's really difficult sometimes to predict that, sometimes impossible. True or false? So the asset allocation is how you protect it. What is asset allocation? It means out of the money you have to invest, we're going to create 3 buckets. Really simple way of thinking of this from now on. 3 buckets. And these 3 buckets are going to help you to understand whatever amount of money you're going to invest each year, where you're going to put it. So for example, if you don't spend less than you earn, you're going to have nothing to invest. If you spend less than you earn, now you have something to invest, right? Do you need to come up with a specific number, a percentage, or a dollar that you're going to invest every month, every year if you're going to get to your money machine? Yes or no? Yes or no? Where are you going to put that money? Whether it's $100, $1,000, $10,000, $100,000 a year, $1 million a year, $1 million a month, doesn't matter. Where you're going to put it, if you're smart, is you're going to put these 3 buckets of asset allocation. What are the 3 buckets? The first bucket is the security bucket. When you think about investing, think of 2 types of investments. There are fixed income investments, and most of you are clear what this means. What does it mean when it's a fixed income investment? Who knows? What does that mean? You got a guaranteed rate of return, assuming they deliver. And anyone cannot deliver, including the US government. They haven't not delivered, but they could. Is there risk in any investment? Yes or no? So just ratios of risk. And as we know, no risk, no reward. So if you don't invest, you're going to lose if you invest at times. But if you don't invest, you've already lost and you can never win, never have a money machine, never be financially free. So fixed income investments are the types of investments you're going to make where there's a guaranteed return. A bond. A company gives you a bond. What is a bond? They're guaranteeing you give me your money, I will deliver at this time, at this date, this percentage return to you. So it's fairly what? Secure. Less what? Risky. We all understand this. The second type of investment that you can make, and it helps you understand what you're going to do, is something that's going to be growth driven. And growth investments are investments where you probably have a much greater potential for growth, which means you get a greater return if you're successful. But if you're not successful, do you have a guaranteed rate of return? Yes or no? No. So in a growth investment, you have the potential of greater return, but also greater loss. There is no guarantee in a growth investment. No matter how long it's been going that way, there's no guarantee. We start to get the illusion that it's going to always go up. It isn't necessarily. So where do you put your money if you think of things that are more secure versus not? The security bucket is where you want to put investments that are secure by their nature. Because they're secure, is this going to give you a huge compounded return per year? Yes or no? But can it give you a huge compounded return even if the number is small if you do it long enough? Yes or no? So what we want to do is your first investments have to be in your security bucket, and everybody wants to do the opposite. Now what's the second bucket? Second bucket is growth. 2 ways you're going to learn about growth. The buy and hold strategy, which is the strategy of an owner. And by the way, that buying and holding, that is less risky to some extent than momentum because of the timing, but it can be just as risky. What is momentum trading? That's when you're no longer an owner, you're a trader. A financial trader, everybody's a financial trader. Most of you trading time for your money. Here you're trading money for money. Here what you're looking at is you're seeing movement in prices that may or may not have anything to do with value. Can a price change just based on perception of a company? Yes or no? Can perception change the price or the value of real estate? Yes or no? A little or completely? But very often there's a fluctuation that can come from an event, from a perception, and what a momentum player is doing is they're playing for the short term usually. They're in and out when that fluctuation happens. They're betting on the up or the down. Because as momentum players, I want you to understand something. Everything we're going to teach you will work in a bull market or a bear market. It would be irresponsible to teach you a set of principles that are based on a market only being bull, because right now in the country you live in, it's a bull market in real estate or stocks or gold or silver or whatever it is. That's irresponsible. You want to be able to make money no matter what happens in the market. I'm excited about this, by the way. Say aye. But even if you get brilliant, even if you do it, can your timing be wrong? Yes or no? Yes. Can you be totally smart and make the wrong decision? Yes or no? So what is going to protect you so you milk your money machine no matter what, and when it's time and you don't want to work, you're going to get there? What bucket's going to protect you? It grows slowly and it grows like the grass. So how much should we put in our security? And by the way, you say, well, what's the third bucket, Tony? Well, there's the security bucket where we put our money first. Second bucket, growth bucket, we put our money second, and we put a percentage in there all the time. Third bucket is the dream bucket. The dream bucket is you want to travel around the world. The dream bucket is you, depending upon the size of how you think or what you're doing or your economics, you want to own a condominium in Aspen. And if Aspen seems insane at $2,000 a square foot, then you might say, I want one in Mammoth, or I want one in Chile, I want someplace else. Many times you get the same thing or better quality just by changing location because of perception. And it isn't any better or worse. You're trying to get financially free and build critical mass so that you can live forever in your own home in Los Angeles, or you move to Portland, Oregon. Portland, Oregon's greener, richer, probably not going to be the first place bombed in a terrorist attack, right? Could you have as good or greater quality of life for a third or fourth the price, yes or no? So sometimes you can get to your goal quicker just by changing locations, changing your perception of where you need to be, breaking your own pattern, okay? So security bucket gets full, growth bucket, but what's the dream bucket? The dream bucket might be a second home, it might be the boat, it might be a trip, it might be owning a basketball team, owning an island, depends on the size and what it is you want to do. And by the way, bigger isn't better. The more you have to feel financially free, the more stress you're going to have. How many follow this? It's the opposite of what you think. The more you have, the more you got to manage, the more time, the more energy, the more risk, the more capital. And if you become more wealthy, you know what's interesting? The richer you think and feel, the more abundant you seem to become, because that feeling starts to affect the way you make decisions. They're not made from fear, they're made from gratitude. And when you operate from gratitude, and you're coming from a generous place within yourself and other people, it attracts a different experience.